Seattle City Attorney. The city attorney is the head of the law department and appoints all assistant city attorneys, city prosecutors, and other department staff. The city attorney supervises and controls litigation in which the city or any of its departments is a party. The city attorney also provides legal counsel to all city departments and to elected and appointed officials. The city attorney is elected for a 4-year term.
Hello, I'm your city attorney, Ann Davison. Since being elected in 2021, I've led the fight to make our city safer. Now I'm leading the fight against unlawful actions by the Trump administration, and I will use the full weight of my office to keep our community safe from his threats. I first ran for office because our laws reflect our values and should apply to all of us equally, from the White House to Seattle's most troubled areas. As the first woman and mom to serve as city attorney, I fought against human trafficking on Aurora that disproportionately targets women and girls. I've worked to eliminate open-air drug markets threatening neighborhoods and created a drug prosecution alternative to give those struggling with addiction a pathway to treatment. To reduce gun violence, I proposed common-sense rules for after-hours venues to curb late-night shootings. I've also fought for the environment and consumers, winning $160 million from corporate polluters dumping toxic chemicals into the Duwamish River. And I sued Kia and Hyundai for needlessly exposing consumers to auto theft. I brought transparency and accountability by creating a groundbreaking data program to show the public how our criminal justice system works, bringing unprecedented visibility. And I led the effort to push the state legislature to fix the toxicology lab backlog for DUIs to improve roadway safety. We cannot go back to being a city that did not enforce its own laws and allowed public spaces to become unsafe and inaccessible. I offer proven leadership, pragmatic solutions, and a promise to keep fighting for Seattle's future. I'm endorsed by former Democratic Governors Gregoire and Locke, Democratic Congressman Adam Smith, King County Prosecutor Lisa Mannion, Pierce County Prosecutor Mary Robnett, Seattle Building and Construction Trades Unions, Seattle Firefighters Union, and a majority of the City Council. I'm running for re-election because we still have more work to do. I'm Ann Davison, and I'm asking for your vote to ensure our city's improvements on safety and livability continue.
My name is Rory O'Sullivan, and I'm running for Seattle City Attorney. Throughout my career, I've looked for ways to have a positive impact on our community. During the foreclosure crisis, I worked at Northwest Justice Project, representing homeowners facing foreclosure. When the county declared a homelessness emergency, I was serving on the front line as managing attorney of the Housing Justice Project, protecting renters. And during the pandemic, I created a law firm to help unemployed folks who were struggling to receive the benefits they'd earned. But in my spare time, as an activist, I've focused on systems change. I helped create our first-in-the-nation Democracy Voucher program, and I chaired the organization that passed ranked choice voting for Seattle. What I learned from these experiences is that when voters and activists come together, we can do big things. Seattle voters are hungry for change. They deserve leaders as courageous as they are, and I have the experience to bring about the change we need. I'll bring the Seattle Police Officers Guild to the negotiating table to ensure we enact common sense accountability measures. I'll strengthen our therapeutic courts to help people disengage from the criminal legal system and make sure Seattle is safe for everyone. I'll support our Office of Labor Standards to help workers fight back against wage theft. And I'll stand up to Trump. I'll fight to ensure that Seattle receives the federal funding we've been appropriated, and I'll stand with community partners to protect our friends and neighbors who are being persecuted by the federal government. I've been endorsed by every Democratic organization that has endorsed in the city attorney's race. I've been endorsed by unions, nonprofits, and elected leaders. You can check out all my endorsements and my platform at my website, electrory.com. I hope to earn your support and your vote. Thank you.
Seattle deserves a justice system that reflects our values, one rooted in accountability and compassion. Right now, that's not what we're getting. The city attorney's office is failing to deliver on its most basic responsibilities. Domestic violence and DUI cases are being dismissed at an inexcusable rate. Low-level offenses continue without changing behavior, and instead of building real safety, we're getting political headlines and performative prosecutions. I'm running because I know what's broken and where real change needs to happen. I'm a public defender, a legal advocate, and the father to 2 young children. I've clerked for federal judges, handled complex civil litigation at one of Seattle's largest law firms, and spent years representing people failed by the system. I'm not a prosecutor or a political insider. I'm someone who's been in the trenches, standing with people when the system comes crashing down. I bring extensive legal experience and lived values, not political ambition. I'll be a city attorney who delivers outcomes, not excuses. This means prosecuting serious cases effectively and using proven alternatives to break the cycle of harm. I'll bring back and strengthen community court, expand access to treatment and support services, and invest in tools that actually reduce recidivism. I'll also end cash bail for nonviolent, low-level offenses. Freedom should never depend on how much money someone has. It should depend on risk, safety, and justice. I'm proud to be endorsed by Democratic leaders and respected legal advocates who know Seattle needs a city attorney rooted in values, someone who will lead with integrity, deliver results, and reject political theater. I promise to be a city attorney who protects Seattle from Trump's attacks, believes accountability and compassion can coexist, and understands that real safety comes from breaking cycles, not deepening them. I would be honored to earn your vote.
My name is Erica Evans, and I'm running to be your next Seattle City Attorney. Right now, our city is under attack from the Trump administration. Civil rights are being rolled back. Reproductive freedom is threatened, and injustice is rising. Our most vulnerable neighbors are left unprotected, while our Republican city attorney stays silent. I know what it means to be failed by the system. I moved 8 times before I was 12 and grew up in Section 8 housing. Strong union jobs helped my family climb out of poverty and thrive. I've spent my career fighting for justice, prosecuting violent crimes, taking on fentanyl traffickers and hate crimes, and protecting workers from wage theft. Because if justice doesn't protect the most vulnerable, it's not justice at all. I left the Department of Justice when I was told to report on colleagues for doing diversity work. I refused to be part of a system dismantling civil rights because I was trained to fight for them. My grandfather raised his fist in the 1968 Olympic Games to protest injustice, and I carry that same courage every single day. Now, I'm bringing that fight home. I'll restore community court, end delays in domestic violence and DUI prosecutions, and focus on rehabilitation instead of endless cycles. Seattle does not need a savior or another politician. We need a fighter with experience who will not back down. I'll defend our right to belong, our right to make decisions about our bodies, our right to clean air and water, and our right to live safely with dignity. I'm proud to be endorsed by our Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown, King County Prosecutor Lisa Mannion, Councilmember Gurmai Zahalai, labor leaders, Democratic organizations, legislators, and civil rights champions across our state. Our city deserves an attorney who will fight for all of us. My name is Erica Evans, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.